Woke up this morning and didn't feel anything down there? Not even a stir? Not the same firmness you used to have? Or maybe nothing at all? You're not the only one. For millions of men over 60, this slow fade becomes part of the morning routine. And the worst part? No one talks about it. Not your buddies, not your doctor, sometimes not even your partner. But here's the truth. This isn't your fault. It's not because you're less of a man. It's not because you're lazy or weak. Your body is simply changing, and so is your circulation. The good news? It doesn't have to stay this way. In today's video, we're going to uncover something that rarely gets mentioned when it comes to blood flow, energy, and confidence: nutrition. More specifically, we'll reveal 3 critical vitamins that your body quietly depends on, especially down there. And when these vitamins are missing, the effects can sneak up on you slowly, until one day you just don't feel the same anymore. If you've been feeling a little slower, colder, or just not yourself, this might be the missing link. Let's talk about something simple, often overlooked, and surprisingly powerful. Before we dive in, take a second to subscribe to this channel if you care about your health after 60. Leave a comment if this topic hits home for you, and tap the like button so more men can find this video. Let's get started. Vitamin D3. Let's start with something as simple as sunlight. Vitamin D3 isn't just about bones or immunity, it's one of the most underrated keys to how a man feels, thinks, and performs, especially after 60. You see, D3 plays a critical role in hormone production. That includes testosterone, the very hormone that drives your energy, mood, muscle strength, and yes, your ability to get and maintain an erection. But here's the problem. Most men over 60 aren't getting nearly enough. Not because they don't care, but because the way we live has changed. We wake up, drink coffee inside, spend the day indoors, or cover ourselves from the sun. Add to that aging skin that produces less D3 from sunlight, and you've got a recipe for silent deficiency. Low vitamin D3 levels don't scream for attention. Instead, they whisper, a little more fatigue each day, a slower morning start, less interest in physical intimacy, and gradually less blood flow to where it matters most. Many men go years without realizing what's happening. They blame age, they blame stress, they blame their partner, but in reality, their hormones are quietly running on empty. The good news? It's not too late to refuel. Here's what you can do today. Aim for at least 15-20 minutes of early morning sun, arms and face exposed. Consider adding a vitamin D3 supplement, around 2000 IU daily. Always check with your doctor first. And if you haven't had your D levels checked in years, now's the time. This one change won't solve everything overnight, but it's like recharging the battery of your internal engine. It supports better hormone balance, stronger immunity, and yes, more consistent circulation down there. And if you're thinking, I already take D3 but still feel off, you might be missing the next key player, one that controls how your blood actually moves throughout your body. Let's talk about that next. Magnesium. Let's talk about something that most men don't even realize they're missing, until their bodies start sending subtle signals. Do you ever feel cramping in your legs at night? Tingling in your hands? Cold feet, even when the room is warm? Or maybe your heartbeat feels a little off when you lie down to rest. These small signs can point to one major missing piece: magnesium. Magnesium isn't just another supplement on the shelf. It's a mineral your heart, muscles, nerves, and blood vessels depend on every single day. And yet, over 70% of adults over 60 are magnesium deficient. The real issue? Most don't know it until symptoms begin to stack up. When your magnesium is low, your blood vessels can't relax properly. That means blood doesn't flow as easily, especially to the smaller vessels that matter most when it's time to perform. You may feel more tension in your body, less endurance, and even increased stress or anxiety, all of which make healthy intimacy harder. Why is magnesium so easily lost as we age? Simple. Medications like diuretics, often prescribed for blood pressure, flush it out. Alcohol, caffeine, and processed foods interfere with absorption. And older kidneys and digestive systems just don't hold on to it like they used to. But again, this is not your fault, and it's not irreversible. Here's what you can do. Look for a magnesium supplement, ideally in forms like magnesium glycinate or magnesium citrate. These are gentler on digestion and more absorbable. Most men do well with 300-400 mg a day, but start low and listen to your body. Add more greens, seeds, nuts, and even dark chocolate to your diet. Bonus, soaking in Epsom salt baths can absorb magnesium through the skin and help you sleep better too. Magnesium is what we call a quiet stabilizer. It doesn't make bold promises. It just helps your system run smoother, calmer, and more open. And when your circulation flows more freely, everything tends to work better. But even with blood flowing well and hormones in balance, there's one last piece of the puzzle: your nerves. And the one vitamin that helps connect the signal is often overlooked. Let's talk about it next. Vitamin B12. Let's say your blood is flowing well. Your hormones are waking up again, but something still feels disconnected. The spark is there, but the signal? It doesn't quite reach where it's supposed to. You're not imagining it. That slow disconnect from your body, from your focus, even from intimacy, could be linked to one powerful nutrient your nerves rely on: vitamin B12. B12 is like the wiring inside your system. It helps carry signals from your brain to every part of your body, including your hands, feet, and yes, your most private areas. When B12 is missing, those messages can get delayed, scrambled, or go completely unheard. The result? Numbness or tingling in your feet or hands, brain fog or forgetfulness that sneaks up on you, a slower or weaker erectile response, even when the desire is still there, feeling less connected to your partner, emotionally and physically. And here's the frustrating part. You could be eating perfectly well and still be deficient. Why? Because as we age, the stomach produces less acid, which means it's harder to absorb B12 from food. Many seniors are low without ever knowing it, especially if they take acid blockers or diabetes medications, which can interfere even more. But like the other nutrients we've talked about, this is completely addressable. Here's what helps. Ask your doctor for a simple blood test to check your B12 levels. If you're low, or even borderline, consider taking B12 in sublingual form. That's the kind that dissolves under your tongue for better absorption. The best kind is methylcobalamin. Aim for 1000 mcg, 2 to 3 times per week to start. And yes, foods like eggs, fish, and fortified cereals can help, but they're usually not enough on their own after 60. Rebuilding your B12 levels is like reconnecting the wires in an old home. Suddenly the lights flicker back on, focus improves, reaction time sharpens, and the messages between brain and body start flowing again, including the ones that help you feel again. Because this isn't just about blood flow, it's about full body awareness, about feeling present, alive, in control, and that brings us to the heart of today's message. Let's pause for a moment, because if you've made it this far, chances are you've been carrying something for a while, maybe silently. Frustration, embarrassment, doubt, maybe even shame. And I want to say something that every man over 60 needs to hear. You are not broken. You are not past your prime. You are not less of a man because your body has changed. You're simply in a new season, one that asks you to care for yourself differently than you did at 30 or 40. What we've talked about today, vitamin D3, magnesium, and B12, these aren't miracle cures, but they are silent allies, ingredients your body quietly depends on to function the way it was designed to. When they're missing, things don't feel right, but when they're restored, something amazing happens. The lights come back on. The spark begins to flicker again. Blood starts to move. Focus sharpens. Connection to yourself and to your partner starts to feel real again. And none of this means you have to be perfect. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. You just need to start paying attention to the small pieces that matter, because those pieces build the whole. Think of it like this. You're not a machine that's rusting. You're more like a classic car. Maybe stored in the garage too long, maybe missing a few parts. But under the hood, the engine is still there. All it needs is the right fuel, a little attention, and someone who believes in it enough to turn the key again. That someone is you. And if you've been feeling unsure, if the thought of getting back to yourself feels far away, just remember, small changes have big echoes. Your body wants to support you. It's just been waiting for a signal. Maybe that signal is this moment. So now you know. 3 simple nutrients, vitamin D3, magnesium, and B12, might be the missing link between feeling flat and feeling fully alive again. This wasn't a lesson in chemistry. It was a reminder. Your body is still working with you. It just needs a little help. And you don't have to do this alone. If even one part of today's video resonated with you, whether it was that moment you realized your mornings have been changing, or the quiet relief in knowing you're not the only one, say something in the comments. Just type the word ready. Ready to feel connected again. Ready to take one small step toward better health, better energy, better intimacy. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. If this video brought you value, give it a like. It helps us reach more men who've been quietly struggling in silence. Subscribe so you don't miss the next video, where we'll talk about the one bedtime habit that silently lowers your testosterone while you sleep. And if you know a brother, a friend, a father, someone over 60 who's been pulling away, tired, or confused, share this video with them. Quiet changes start with quiet choices. You are not too old, you are not too late, and it's not over, not even close. Let's take this journey one step at a time, together.